Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. Happy New Year! We are officially entering 2022. So before we dive into the energies for 2022, for the collective and for each life path number, this is just a reminder that this is a great time for you to order your own personal year ahead numerology forecast. I will leave the link in the description box below if that's something that you're interested in, but it's a great resource to see what the upcoming energies may hold for you. So as we wave goodbye to the Universal 5 energy that had us shifting gears and changing directions so much that our worlds were often spinning all over the place, we now step into the more nurturing, domestic, and community-centered energy of the 6. 2022 is a 6 universal energy. So this cycle, this energy, is going to ask us to take into consideration the greater community and the good of all as we make our decisions and choose our actions. This is not an energy solely focused on self. The energy of 2020 sort of broke the foundations and forced us to be more isolated and reflective. The energies of 2021 were more about exploration and authenticity while building our personal worlds in a way that sort of is much more open-minded and adaptable to change. Now, 2022 is asking us to broaden our scope as we rebuild the world we want to experience while taking the collective into consideration. So what does this new world, that we're emerging into need that benefits more than just ourselves, but rather is inclusive of the needs of Mother Earth and all of her inhabitants? This is a cycle where divisiveness will no longer work. People are tired of the separation, and the energy is incredibly supportive for people to wake up and fully choose to build the bridges necessary to begin reuniting with friends, family, community, and the greater world at large. Regardless of how many people there are that still choose to cling to the old ways and who attempt to keep burning down those bridges, more and more people are going to sort of feel the need or the compulsion or the urge to move into a higher octave now and release the burdens of separation and chaos. There will always be polarities. We live in a world and a universe of polarities. However, for evolution to occur, we cannot remain in one extreme very long. The pendulum will always swing. And so on a more personal level, collectively, we will be seeing the influences of the 6 with an emphasis on home, life, relationships, and creativity. So again, we'll see that collectively, but also individually. So this can be a cycle when many changes take place within your home environment. Perhaps you change residence. Maybe people move in or out of your home at this time. You may do some remodeling. You may see changes within your physical home, your body. This can be a time when you undergo some major physical transformations, body, mind, and spirit. Creativity, you may see new inspirations come in this year that allow you to express yourself like never before and that ignite the fire within, bringing a renewed sense of balance, joy, and excitement into the world and the world around you. So what inspires you? Do more of that. Allow that flame to ignite and carry you places and inner depths that you never imagined yourself going to. Embrace your inner child and allow them to lead you uninhibited towards the unbridled joy. This is a year to absolutely say yes to what makes you happy without shame, without feeling the need to apologize for that happiness, even if others don't understand or even if they're shocked by your choices. Happiness and inspiration are contagious, so don't restrict how much of it you create for yourself, allow, within your life, and how much of that you share. This is an energy where we can see more people needing our help, our services, and our support at this time. You may see people coming out of the woodwork needing you at this time. Friends, family, loved ones, community members, clients, and so on. If we're capable of offering that support, then we will benefit from that circulation of energy. However, if we are not in the space physically, mentally, or spiritually to be able to meet those needs, then we must know when to set healthy boundaries and say no. This is very important because under the 6th energy, it can be very easy to sort of fall into martyrdom, which can lead to resentment, anger, frustration, and we sort of fall into a lower vibration then. This can be an energy where it's like you almost feel the urge to help people sort of to an extreme, if that makes sense. It's like where you're sacrificing yourself for another to be happy, which, you know, that just doesn't work in the long run. That's not sustainable. And so just be mindful of that. Make sure that you're keeping your equilibrium and your balance, and that you are first checking in with self to make sure that your cup is full before you are able to sort of meet those requirements or those needs of others. There's no shame in that. And it's actually recommended so that so it's a more sustainable energy. If we get to the point where we are feeling taken advantage of, we need to understand that there came a point where we should have said no. When we choose to say yes to things that we are not capable of supplying or meeting the requirements or the needs of, then we are self-sabotaging ourselves and sort of sabotaging the other person as well, whether we mean to or not. And so again, it's really, really important to make sure that we are setting those healthy boundaries, saying yes when we're capable of saying yes, saying no when we are not capable of saying yes. So if you see yourself starting to fall into those lower vibrations when it comes to offering or sharing your time, your energy, and your resources with others, please realize your cup is no longer full and it's time to replenish you before you step back into that role. And if somebody doesn't understand your need for self-care, then chances are they were only interested in your endless availability and accommodations. And perhaps it's a connection that's no longer serving you, and it's time for that relationship to expire or to create some distance for the time being while you rejuvenate yourself. So overall, this 6th cycle of 2022 can be incredibly beautiful, loving, rewarding, and a very creative period. This is such lovely, softer, nurturing energy from the last couple of years. But as always, in order to get the most out of this cycle, we must continue to maintain our own peace and harmony, even when that means having those difficult conversations to set those necessary healthy boundaries. So, okay, let's take a look now at the overall upcoming energy for your particular life path number. Life path number 5. So I pulled an animal spirit card for you all for 2022, and you guys got grasshopper spirit. This is such a beautiful, lucky, taking an initiative, taking a big risk kind of energy. And so grasshopper's message is take a leap of faith. And so I feel like throughout 2022, you're going to have plenty of opportunities to maybe not see the full road ahead of you, not have all the answers, but to take a risk, take a big leap of faith if it feels aligned with your spirit, with your core. Regardless of what other people think, regardless of potential judgments, this is going to be an energy where you this year have a great opportunity to make a lot of headway on your big goals, your big visions, but you are going to have to take the initiative. You are going to have to get outside the comfort zone, do things that maybe you wouldn't typically do. No, sometimes for a 5, that's not as common, right? Like usually 5s for the most part have this bigger than life energy and are sort of used to living outside the comfort zone, living in big expansive ways. And you're going to have a chance this year, I think, to really dive into that energy and really play with it. And sort of throw caution to the wind, not to an extreme, a constant extreme, right? Because obviously with 5 energy, you need to make sure that you're finding your moderation as well. But you're going to have plenty of opportunities this year, I think, to take big risks, take big leaps of faith. Even if you can't see what lies on the other side of that, if it calls to you, if it feels good, if it speaks to your passion, follow Grasshopper's suggestion and take a leap of faith. And you think about a grasshopper, how high they can jump. That's going to be like the momentum for you this year. If you can say yes to those things that ignite your spirit and speak to your passion, you're going to make big leaps and bounds this year. So I broke the year down into 4 quarters. And what's interesting is there is this sort of underlying current this year for you all that has to do with paying attention to your mindset and not overly focusing on the things that didn't work, on the things that are holding you back, on the things that brought you that uninspired you. Not to be overly focused on those, not to put and invest your energy on those things, because why invest your energy in something that's already crumbling? Shift your focus, put it towards the things that you want to build, that you want to create, that really inspire you. Inspiration is going to be a really big key word for you this year, and really following that inspiration. So don't get caught up on the chaos or the trivial things that aren't working or that didn't work. And that includes relationships. If they're not working, if they're falling away, let them fall away. Don't fight that. And so I think that there's going to, like I said, there's kind of this underlying current where there are going to be some big things that you may need to release or move away from this year, but they're things that you need to move away from. And the key is to not take the baggage with you. Don't take the things that aren't working with you as you make these big leaps and bounds this year, because they're only going to hold you back. They're only going to sort of suffocate you when you're ready to breathe, you're ready to move, you're ready to do big things this year. So inspired action is going to be key, and to make sure that your journey, the load that you choose to take is a light one, is the one that works with you, not against you. So this first quarter, I see again, this is going to be a period, I think you're starting this year off with realizing that you kind of need to move away from something. You need to move into calmer waters. You need to move into or start putting your energy towards things that feel much more aligned for you. Again, relationships, career, things that you do for yourself, whatever the case may be. This is a time where you need to follow your passions. You need to follow what, again, inspires you, what brings you joy, and keep moving towards that, and release those things that do the opposite. And again, don't take those things with you. Don't carry them with you. So again, first quarter, we have this energy of you moving into calmer waters, just being aware of what it is that you're taking into those calmer waters so that they don't keep bubbling up to the surface to be dealt with. Like, deal with them now, work through them now. And, that's going to potentially bring in an emotional layer that you need to work through, but it's going to pay off. And so I also see this as an indicator that things that you were struggling with maybe last year or the last couple of years are sort of falling by the wayside now. They're starting to be alleviated. You are moving into much sunnier skies, let's put it that way, that have the potential to sort of bring you much more peace of mind, much more joy, much more exuberance. And so again, it's kind of like the skies are, the clouds are clearing and the sun is coming out. So if there's anything that, again, was very challenging for you, I feel like that's sort of coming to completion. That is, again, sort of falling by the wayside. You've done the work, and now you're moving into these calmer waters. So that's really beautiful energy. The second quarter, definitely seeing inspiration coming in big time for you all. Like, you can see where you're headed, where you want to go. And it's like the people start coming in for you who you are meant to work with, who have the resources, who can help you get there. This is also energy around, like, if you own your own business or if you're creative in any way, this is people coming to you for your expertise, for your product, for whatever it is that you have to offer. And don't second guess yourself. These people are coming to you for a reason. They trust your work. They trust the energy that you're putting out there. They want more of that. So they're coming to you for a reason. You may find people coming to you asking for things that spark inspiration within you. Like maybe you secretly like to paint and someone saw your painting, and so now they want to buy that painting. And that sparks within you this deeper interest to pursue something like this, maybe part-time, full-time, as a hobby, whatever the case may be. But it's like you're getting inspired through other people and what they ask of you, what they say to you. Pay attention to the people that you meet this year, the messages that come in, because I feel like you're going to be inspired in some big way that really could change the direction of your career, bring in new hobbies for you. Be very open to exploring. And I know that's not a big ask for fives. I know you guys are, exploratory by nature, but really pay attention to the people that come in for you, and don't second guess or doubt yourself. Again, if these people are coming to you, it's because they see a potential in you that you might not see, or they know of some kind of gift that you have that maybe you're not aware of. And so I do feel like second quarter is really going to spark some creativity within you and some inspiration that can really lead to a longer term business or career or hobby or whatever the case may be. But it's allowing you to have that creative self-expression that maybe your soul has been asking for quite some time. I do feel like other people are going to be sort of the trigger for this, though. And it could be that you are starting to sign contracts with people. You're going to start working more with people. This could be a very social time for you. But it does feel work related or like purpose driven. So very beautiful energy this second quarter as well. Third quarter, I definitely see something coming to completion, something ending. This could be like a project or something like that coming to an end, something maybe that you were working on. It could be a job coming to an end, a relationship, whatever. But there's something coming to completion here that feels very final. So it's like it's done and you're moving on. And it's kind of like, I don't really get this sense of like grief or like whatever. It just feels like it's a sort of very organic completion. It's like comes to a close, and now you're excited about the future and what the future holds. And as you begin to build upon the layers of this, the things that the foundation that you've already built. So you're sort of looking out into the world with wide eyes, excited about what you're going to create, excited what's to come. This could be the time where you really need to take a leap of faith, where you really need to trust your inner knowing, where if something ignites your passion or sparks that interest, to follow it, see where it takes you. This is one of those things where you're going to be heavily guided by the universe, and you just need to follow the synchronicities. You just need to follow the signs, follow your intuition. And again, there's going to be an ending of some sort come through, but it's going to be a completion that, maybe needs to be tied up, or you've seen it kind of coming, and it just naturally ends, which allows you to open up in space to pursue whatever this next big endeavor, if I can speak, what this next big endeavor is. So very expansive, beautiful energy. I feel like this could be a time for meeting new people, for traveling, for creating big, expansive things with those big, expansive ideas. But it's going to take a level of trust on your part and taking that leap of faith. And this feels like a big leap of faith. Like this is going to be you jumping wide outside your comfort zone, not just putting the toes out. This is going to be jumping wide outside the comfort zone. For some of you, this could be like actually moving overseas. Changing domicile, which again makes sense with the 6th universal energy that we're all in. But this is a big life-altering change for you, but it feels exciting. It feels good. It's right up your alley. So definitely enjoy this energy, and whatever falls away at this time, let it go. The 4th quarter, this is really beautiful. I feel like I get this sense of like financial independence for you. Some kind of offer maybe comes in that kind of escalates that, where you start to reap the rewards of your labors. You maybe take that leap of faith and you see the almost like instant gratification of this, and it sets you up really nicely financially or resources, or you see this is a time to reap what you have sown. Again, very beautiful energy. I do feel like there's this level of you, even though there's this like independence coming through, there's also this energy of like compassion and working with others in a way maybe you haven't done before, and sort of trusting others in a way that maybe you haven't done before, but that's going to help. Like, it's kind of like it's kind of like the saying, like, nobody is fully like independently successful, right? Like it took other people and other people's resources and whatnot and efforts to get you wherever you are. Like, as much as it feels like we've done it on our own, we really have not, right? It's like we are a collective unit. And so it's just kind of like you're stepping into this financial independence, but don't forget how you got there type thing. And so make sure that you give back in the ways that you can give back at this time. So however that is, whether it's your time, energy, resources, whatnot. And that definitely is in line with the sixth energy that we're, again, going through collectively. But definitely see some fruits of your labor coming through. I do feel like for a majority of you, this is something that's been coming for a while. This is something you've been working towards for a while. It's kind of been slow going, but now it's like all coming in at once and it feels incredible. But again, just remember how you got there, remember your roots, remember the people who assisted you along the way. How can you pay it forward to those that might need your assistance now, to help them on their path? So this is very beautiful energy. The whole year for you all is very, really powerful in career, in taking big leaps of faith, in that creative self-expression, in reaping the rewards, and also making some big life-altering changes in this year that have to do with the home situation. So again, I could see a lot of you, this could be very specific, but I could see you literally changing homes, like moving, and it's a big move. It's not like just like down the street or something like that. It's kind of like moving to another state, moving to another country. So moving your business, maybe taking your business more globally. A lot of expansion this year for you all, and really trusting yourself and, being able to find your moderation throughout this, but then also not letting that limit you so that you can take those big leaps of faith. And again, pay attention to your mindset this year. Don't get hyper focused on the things that are not working. It is not a direct reflection of you. Those things that aren't working are not meant to work. So release them, let them go. Feel whatever comes up for you around that releasing. But don't stay there. Don't get stuck there, because there's so much more waiting for you. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you all so much for listening. If you would like your personal reading, to see what the year ahead holds for you, please just book some time with me. I will leave the information in my description box below. Thanks, everyone. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.